Hey, what's up everybody? It's S. Dot. So let me be honest, this is becoming a very expensive habit. I mean, I'd be better off,
Hold on 1 second, man. What you looking for?
or this might be turning into my other hobby. Now seriously, this is a crazy expensive habit. I mean, it's definitely fun, but I could see how it could get out of hand pretty quickly, as evidenced by what I have here. So I just finished up both of my builds, and I have an actual series. I have a video, I think, on me putting this AR-15 together. As far as the EPC9, I did not do a video, but I did a bunch of shorts videos, I think maybe 3 or 4, going through the process. So if you want to check that out, go ahead and check that out. So I ended up buying the M4E1 lower last summer, and then a couple of months later, I ended up getting the EPC9 lower, and that's pretty much where it started. I figured I would just go ahead and get the lower, since again, that takes the most time since they're FFL items. Now, I actually waited for the most part, I think it was until Black Friday. It's pretty much when I bought the rest of the parts for the rifle. I think there was maybe 1 or 2 things that I held off on. So now the actual rifle itself is pretty much an Aero Precision. So I have a full upper. Again, I didn't feel like I was competent enough to deal with the gas block on my first one. So I got a full upper. As far as the lower goes, I ended up getting an M4E1 lower by Aero Precision and a lower parts kit from them as well. The only parts that are not Aero Precision are the grip, which is a Magpul. And then because I got a Magpul grip, I ended up getting a CTR stock. And then I got the M-Bus flip up sights. Again, these are actually the plastic ones. And I've heard, obviously everybody talking about, get the metal ones because the plastic ones break. So I'm sure the metal ones would probably be better, but for my purposes, I think the plastic ones will do just fine. And again, this is my first rifle that I built. So I didn't want to go all out, spend a ton of money on something that I didn't even know if it was going to work or how frequently I was actually even going to shoot it. Is this my first AR-15? If you watched my video, my build video, you know that no, it's not. So I used to own a Springfield Saint. I think it was before the Victors came out. So I think it was just a Springfield Saint. I had that one for probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, but I never actually fired it. I didn't like shooting, and I still don't like shooting indoors because it can be very loud.
What? Bro, what are you talking about?
I just don't like the concussive noise when I'm in the rain. When somebody starts shooting an AR-15, I usually end up just leaving. But for my purposes, I never end up shooting it and end up getting rid of it. Now that I'm going back down the road, again, I didn't want to spend a ton of money, so I figured I would pretty much start budget. Again, I probably could have went cheaper. I probably could have got a Smith & Wesson M&P 15 Sport 2 or 3 or whatever it is now, but I wanted to actually go through the process of putting it together and had a good time. I only had issues actually, the entire rifle. I thought it was going to be the pivot pins. That wasn't an issue. It was actually this one right here. I could not get the trigger pin in to save my life. Took like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but I finally ended up getting it, and it actually works just fine. At least I think it works just fine. Again, super clean, as you can tell. Haven't actually fired it yet. Hopefully I'll be able to go out to the range here soon, the outdoor range, because again, I'm not gonna go indoors. Or maybe I will. Maybe I'll have to just suck it up and just go out there and have a go. So other than that, I mean, that's pretty much the rifle in itself. I'm not gonna get into specs. I don't really know that much about them anyway. People talk about cold hammer forged barrels and all this other stuff. And it's always interesting when I see people talk about those kind of things. And again, I think they're probably important if you're shooting a ton, thousands and thousands of rounds. But when I'm looking at these rounds, which, almost $1 a piece at this point, or maybe not $1, maybe 75 cents. I don't know how anybody's spending, or I don't know how you guys have money to spend 20,000 rounds, but I don't think I'll be doing that much. I don't know if these rounds are any good. I think I got them on sale for, may have been 10 bucks, 11, I don't know, between 10 and 11 bucks. They were on sale. I figured I'd give them a go. I didn't buy a ton of them because I didn't know if they were any good or not. I guess we'll see when we go to the range, or if you guys let me know in the comments. So I still haven't added the slings. And again, I've had these slings. I bought 2 of them. I didn't get these on Black Friday. I actually got these on Amazon. I think I got them on one of their Prime days. I think they were like, I don't know, 29 bucks or something like that. Probably not the best. I know people say that, I should go get, I forget that company's name. I don't know. There's a bunch of different companies that people say you should get, but if I ever get really into training or really need to get something really nice, I'll go down that road. But I figure for my purposes, maybe I'll probably shoot, if I had to guess, I'll probably only shoot this rifle, I don't know, maybe 3-4 times a year max. So for my purposes, I'm assuming that sling will work pretty much just fine. When I actually bought this, or when I bought this lower, I mentioned that I purchased the EPC9 lower a couple months later. I think I got the EPC9 lower for, I think it was like, I don't know, maybe like 120 bucks. I don't even know why I wanted a EPC9. Probably, if I had to guess, I'm a numbers guy by trade, so shooting a 9mm Blazer brass is a heck of a lot cheaper than shooting, obviously, a 223 or 5.56. I figured I would probably get something to help with the ammo costs, and so I figured I'd go with an EPC9. It's pretty much going to be the same concept as my AR-15. I started with the lower, and because this one was an EPC9, and I heard that 9mm can be somewhat, fickle with their parts, I wanted to go ahead and get something that was pretty much all from the same company. I went Aero lower, again with a full complete upper. Bolt carrier group is an Aero. Pretty much everything on the rifle is Aero, except for the Magpul stock. And then for this one, I went with an SBA, I think it's a 3, but it's actually a brace, so it's not actually a stock. I don't know if I'll SBR this one. I don't even know if I'll take this one out of the safe that much. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I know people always complaining about the $200 NFA thing, but for me and my purposes, if it's $200, I'll go ahead and pay the $200 and stay out of jail.
Cap.
That pretty much covers both of the actual rifles. I'm not a super tech guy. I'm not gonna get into talking about the twist and 1 and 8 and all that good stuff. I'm pretty much just gonna shoot these as is and we'll see how it goes. So what got me to thinking was that after I built these, I started looking around at all the stuff everyone has on their rifles. So I'm not sure what folks are out here doing, if they're robbing banks.
Woo, shit. Look at these motherfuckers.
But either way, I can't keep up. So when I do the math on some of the things that are on these weapons or even people's collections, I'm honestly blown away. I can't tell if it's either a compulsion, addiction, or possibly both. So now that I've stood on my soapbox, let me talk about what I want to do to outfit both of these basic rifles. I do want a red dot and possibly a flashlight. Originally, I was thinking about outfitting them both, but I'm just going to be realistic. I'm probably just going to do one of them. I'll probably just get, again, one red dot, which is probably going to be a Holosun 510C. I'll probably start and put it on this one. And then when I go to the range, I'll pop it off and put it on here. Is it going to be zeroed? Probably not. But again, if I zeroed it, would it still be really zeroed? It's probably not going to make that big of a difference to me. I don't want to spend a ton of money and just outfit a bunch of different things for them just to pretty much sit in the safe. I think it's really cool though, like I mentioned earlier, looking at people's collections and I see, 20 and 30 and 40 different red dots. I don't know, it seems cool, but I think there's probably better ways to spend my money. So I'll probably just get one, alternated between the both. Maybe get a flashlight. Oh, this one doesn't have any sights at all. So I'll probably get some plastic ones. I'll see what happens here in the next couple of weeks. We're heading obviously close to Thanksgiving, so maybe I'll be able to get something on Black Friday. If not, I'll have to just break down and get something. Also, at the end of the video, I'll go ahead and put my slings on. So if I had to do it again, I probably would have only bought one. But what I will do is probably keep one of them in a package for maybe if I do something on down the line. The only thing left to do on these rifles is I need to stake both of them. I didn't actually do it when I was building them because by the time I got done building them, I was pretty much over it at that point. Before I go to the range, I will stake them and then I'll probably have somebody at the range, a gunsmith or something, do a once over just to make sure it doesn't explode on me and I come home with all 10 of my fingers. So now that I got that out of the way, I also wanted to share with you some of the items that I do have on my Black Friday list. The first thing that I want to get, as I mentioned earlier, Holosun 510C. I'm going to hold out and see if I can get one on sale. I think I saw them on sale for 10% this past weekend. I'll see if they have something better closer we get to the holidays. I'm not going to get an EOTech. I don't think there's going to be a big enough sale for me to justify that. If I was using this rifle for any type of service, I probably would get an EOTech. But for my purposes, Holosun 510C would be just fine. The next thing that I want to get is a Holosun 407K for another project that I'm working on for a handgun, and you can probably guess what that is. If not, stay tuned, that'll be coming up in a later video. The last two things that I'm going to be looking for is going to be a holster for the other project that I'm working on. The last thing I'll be getting is an outside the waistband holster for my Glock 19 MOS for my EDC. That way I can practice with it at the range outside the waistband. So I've been using the strong side carry and that's been going great. I love that, haven't had any issues, but for the actual range, I probably want to do something outside the waistband just to help with drawing and just be a little more convenient for me. Other than that, I'll probably just keep an eye out for any kind of ammo, whether it be 9mm, 223, 5.56. So that's pretty much what's on my Black Friday list. Well, actually, let me stop lying. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. So didn't want to lie to you guys. I actually did buy another lower and I don't even know why I bought this. Honestly, it wasn't even on sale, but I saw the color and I thought it was kind of cool. So I got another lower to make another AR-15. And again, I have no plans to build one at this time. So I'll probably just hold on to this for a while. Maybe I'll build something in the future, but I thought it was a pretty cool color. So I figured, you know, why not? And again, these things are pretty cheap and who knows what's going on in the political climate in this world. And again, I try to stay away from politics, but I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a couple of these while I can, and I'll just let them figure it out. So I wanted to make this an accountability video. So I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna save money where I can. I'm gonna share parts when I can. You know, I'm not gonna buy 20 different flashlights and 20 different red dots. I'm pretty much gonna keep this as economical as I possibly can. I don't even know why I bought this. I've already broke my first rule, but you know, whatever. So now the one rifle that I actually do want, and the one thing that I'm probably gonna work towards, is I want something like an SBR, something that I will pay the tax stamp on. I want like a Mark 18 or a BCM 11.5. So I'm gonna work towards that, and I probably could build it off of this, pretty much just get all the other parts and just have this be the lower. I don't know, I kind of want an actual Daniel Defense, or I want a BCM. I just want something nicer. And I'm not gonna be buying a ton of different stuff, so I'm more or less gonna be going for quality over just quantity, but we'll see how that goes. So I'll keep my eyes out for sales, and other than that, I really don't have anything else for you guys. So I'll see you guys in the next video.